Most people think saving money makes you rich. But here's the truth nobody tells you. Saving actually keeps you poor. 3 men stood in a dusty village square. Each one held the same amount of money. A wise merchant approached them and said, "I'm giving each of you 1 gold coin. Come back in 10 years and show me what you've done with it." The first man smiled. The second man laughed. The third man just nodded and walked away. 10 years don't sound like much. But what you do with your money during that time decides whether you stay broke or build real wealth. And these 3 men? They each chose a completely different path. The first man was named Samir. He was cautious, careful. Everyone in the village called him smart because he never took risks. The moment the merchant gave him that gold coin, Samir knew exactly what to do. He went home, dug a hole under his bed, wrapped the coin in cloth, and buried it. Every night before sleeping, he'd think about that coin. Safe, protected, untouched. Years passed. Samir worked hard every day. He carried water. He fixed roofs. He did whatever job people needed. But no matter how much he worked, he barely had enough to eat. His clothes got older. His back got weaker. But he kept telling himself, "At least I still have my gold coin. At least I'm not losing anything." Samir thought he was being wise, but he didn't realize something important. While his coin stayed the same, everything around him got more expensive. Bread cost more. Rent cost more. The gold coin he buried 10 years ago could buy a month of food back then. Now, it could barely buy 2 weeks. Samir saved his money, but saving didn't make him rich. It just made him feel safe while staying poor. The second man was named Karim. He was the opposite of Samir. The moment Karim got his gold coin, his eyes lit up. He didn't think about tomorrow. He thought about today. He walked straight to the marketplace and started spending. New clothes, good food. Wine, entertainment. He bought things that made him feel rich. People saw him and thought, "Karim must be doing well." For a few months, Karim felt amazing. He looked good. He ate well. Everyone wanted to be around him because he always had something to share. But here's the problem. Everything he bought disappeared. The food got eaten. The clothes got old. The wine got drunk. And after 6 months, the gold coin was completely gone. Now Karim had nothing. No coin, no savings, no plan. He went back to working just like before. But now he didn't even have that 1 gold coin anymore. He traded temporary pleasure for permanent struggle. Karim spent his money, and spending made him feel rich for a moment. But the feeling didn't last, and neither did the wealth. Now the third man. His name was Idris. When the merchant gave him the gold coin, Idris didn't bury it like Samir. He didn't spend it like Karim. He did something completely different. Idris walked to the edge of the village where an old man sold fruit seeds. He bought a bag of date palm seeds with half his coin. Then he used the other half to buy tools and rent a small piece of land near the river. People laughed at him. They said, "Idris, you're wasting your money. Those seeds won't grow for years. You should have saved that coin like Samir or enjoyed it like Karim." But Idris didn't care what they said. Every morning, he woke up early and watered the seeds. He pulled weeds. He protected the young plants from animals. It was hard work, and for the first 3 years, he had nothing to show for it. No fruit, no money, just dirt and sweat. People kept laughing. Samir would walk by and say, "See, I still have my gold coin. You have nothing." Kareem would walk by and say, "I enjoyed my coin. You just worked for free." But Idris kept going. Year 4, tiny dates started appearing. Not many, just enough to eat. Year 5, he had enough to sell a few at the market. Year 6, his trees grew taller and produced more. By year 7, Idris had more dates than he could carry. He hired people to help him harvest. He sold dates every week. He bought more land, planted more trees. His trees worked for him even while he slept, even while he rested, even when he got older. By year 10, Idris didn't just have one gold coin. He had an entire orchard that produced wealth every single season. 10 years passed. The merchant returned to the village square and called the 3 men. Samir came first. He dug up his gold coin, dusted it off, and handed it to the merchant with pride. "I kept it safe. I didn't lose a single piece." The merchant looked at him and said, "You didn't lose it, but you didn't grow it either. You're exactly where you started." Then Kareem walked up, embarrassed, with empty hands. "I spent it. I enjoyed it, but now it's gone." The merchant shook his head. "You had wealth in your hand, and you traded it for things that disappeared." Finally, Idris arrived, but he didn't come alone. He came with workers carrying baskets full of dates. Behind him stood his orchard, tall and green, stretching across the land. The merchant smiled. "You're the only one who understood. You didn't hoard your wealth. You didn't waste it. You built something that multiplies." Here's the lesson most people miss. Wealth isn't about how much money you save. It's not about how much you spend either. Wealth is about what you build. Samir saved, but saving without growth is just slow poverty. His money lost value while he worked himself to exhaustion. Kareem spent, and spending on things that disappear leaves you with nothing. Temporary pleasure, permanent loss. But Idris, he invested. He bought something that produced more wealth, something that worked for him, something that grew. While he slept. This is the difference between poor, middle class, and rich. Poor people spend everything and save nothing. Middle class people save money but never invest it. Rich people invest their money into assets that generate more money. An asset is anything that puts money in your pocket without you having to trade your time. Idris bought seeds that became trees, trees that gave fruit, fruit that made money. That's an asset. Today, assets look different. They're not just trees. They're businesses, real estate, stocks, online content, anything that produces income while you focus on other things. Most people work their whole lives trading hours for dollars. But there's only so many hours in a day. You can't work forever. Your time runs out. Wealthy people build systems that make money without their time. That's the only way to escape the trap. Samir thought safety was wealth. But safety without growth is just a comfortable cage. Kareem thought pleasure was wealth. But pleasure without assets is just expensive distraction. Idris understood the real game. Wealth isn't what you hold. It's what you grow. The question isn't how much money you have right now. The question is, what are you doing with it? Are you burying it and calling it safe? Are you spending it and calling it living? Or are you planting it and building something that lasts? Your gold coin is your time, your money, your energy. You can protect it and stay the same. You can waste it and lose everything. Or you can invest it and multiply. The merchant gave all three men the same chance. But only one became wealthy, not because he worked harder, because he built smarter. Watch the next one.